Welcome to Layer the Alchemist, and on today's episode, let's discuss Van Halen and their 1982 album, Diver Down. This is kind of a polarizing album, and it really all comes down to the cover songs, because there's quite a few cover songs on this record. There isn't a lot of original material. Van Halen records in general tend to be on the short side. You know, in the era of vinyl, it was typical to try to do a 20-minute side for a record was pretty standard. A lot of the Van Halen records come in like 15, 16 minutes on a side. This one comes in at 31 minutes and 4 seconds altogether. And out of that, you get, let's see how many covers. Where Have All the Good Times Gone? Pretty Woman, Dancing in the Streets, Big Bad Bill, and Happy Trails. 5 of the 12 are covers. And then you get instrumentals. Cathedral is an instrumental. Intruder is an instrumental. There's a Little Guitar's intro instrumental thing. So when you add it up, and I added this up, if you take out the instrumentals and just the original songs, it only comes to like 14 minutes or so. Now, I do like the instrumentals on here. I think that the Little Guitar intro is awesome. Eddie doing like sort of a classical thing reminds me of Spanish Fly. I love the intro to Pretty Woman, Intruder. Eddie doing kind of noises and weird kind of things while the drums are playing in that sort of funky groove in the background. Reminds me of Sunday Afternoon in the Park, that it's just kind of like almost weird abstract noise type of thing. And Cathedral is nice too. It's got the Eddie doing like these chords and volume swells where he's turning the volume up and down on his guitar. And, you know, again, it comes down to the covers. And I'll say this. I mean, would I rather have Van Halen playing their own original stuff? Yeah, of course. But I will say that Van Halen, the band, has so much personality. Eddie Van Halen's guitar playing, David Lee Roth's singing, Michael Anthony's bass playing and background vocals, Alex Van Halen's drums, that when they do a cover song, they really do kind of make it their own. Like when they did You Really Got Me on the first record. I mean, that's one of those songs that some people associate that more with Van Halen than they do with the Kinks, the band who originally recorded it. So it's kind of the same thing here. I'm okay with it because of the personality of the band. David Lee Roth is such a showman, and he almost sounds like a cover band singer, a wedding band singer, a cabaret singer. So he's able to sell this. The band is able to sell these. Now, some of them I like better than others. I really like Where Have All the Good Times Gone? That's another Kinks cover, because the main riff there's a big chunky riff that Eddie can really grab onto. Pretty Woman, I'm kind of tired of hearing that song. I don't really ever need to hear that song again. But I do admit it's a pretty cool song. And again, that's another one where there's a riff that Eddie can really grab onto. Dancing in the Streets, that's probably my least favorite out of these covers. Happy Trails, you know, that's sort of just this instrumental, or not instrumental, it's like a cappella, just vocal thing, just kind of throwaway. How long is that even? It's only 1 minute and 3 seconds. Is that what it says here? Yeah, 1 minute and 3 seconds. Big Bad Bill, one of the other covers. I guess that's interesting because you get Alex and Eddie's dad on here playing clarinet along with it. Just kind of a weird little thing. And again, Dave sells that one. It's interesting that Secrets and Hang 'Em High are the exact same length, 3 minutes and 28 seconds. But then when I hear those songs, like Hang 'Em High is just awesome. The main riff in that is killer. It reminds me of something like you might have heard off the first Van Halen record, like I'm on Fire or something like that. It's this fast finger twisting riff, just absolutely great. Secrets is a nice kind of jazzy sort of ballad type of thing. That really works. And Little Guitars, that's great. Also, I think that's really catchy. So it kind of makes you think that if they had put more time in and worked out a full album of their own stuff and maybe done a separate record that was all covers or something, here it kind of leaves you wanting more of the original songs, but it also kind of leaves you wanting more of the cover songs too when you hear Where Have All the Good Times Gone. So I wish maybe they had handled this a little differently. From what I read, they released, I think, Pretty Woman as a single it was just sort of like a stopgap thing. They needed to take a break, but they didn't want people to forget about the band. It took off, and then they decided to do the record. At least I think that was, or maybe it was Where Have All the Good Times Gone. I think it was Pretty Woman. So it does kind of feel like, they had to go into the studio. They probably didn't spend a whole lot of time recording this record. But Eddie's such an interesting guitar player that he makes these songs interesting. Dave's such an interesting singer that he kind of sells them. So, all right. So what do you guys think? I'm really curious because, again, this is kind of a polarizing album. Some people just dismiss it as like too many cover songs. But then there's other people that really like it. And, this album did really well for them. So... okay, let me know. In fact, let me see here. What did this went 4 times platinum in the US. So yeah, this was a big successful album for them. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Till we see you again, make sure you rock hard, ride free.